During the meeting, the County Board of Finance meeting will take place. Any person who requires special assistance or to serve to attend and participate at the meetings, call County Manager at 1-505-425-9333. If you are an individual with disability who is in need of reader amplifier, qualified sign language, interpreters, or any form of auxiliary aid or service, attend, participate, or the hearing meeting, please contact the Office of the County Manager, San Miguel County, 500 West National, Suite 201, Las Vegas, New Mexico, 87701. Phone number 505-425-9333, fax 505-425-7019. At least 1 week prior to the meeting or as soon as possible. Public documentation, including the agenda and minutes, will be provided in accessible formats. Please contact the Office of the County Manager for that information. Everything was published at the Las Vegas Daily Optic at July 26, 2017, and radio station KFUN and KLBF, KNMX, KMDZ, KBQL, KMDS, July 24th, 2017. Posted on the website on July 24th. The 72-hour advance notice was given following the agenda to today's meeting, was posted on the available public inspection for San Miguel County website at www.smccountynet.net, and also available hard copies of the Office of San Miguel County Manager, 201, located at Suite 201. I'm sorry. Call to order. Roll call, please. Can't hear you.
Chairman Rocco Livari.
He's not in today.
Vice Chairman Arthur Padilla.
Here.
Commissioner Janice Varela.
Present.
Commissioner Maria Martinez.
Here.
Commissioner Chris Nahar.
Here.
Mr. Nahar, could you lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico and the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Thank you. Okay, approval of the agenda. Is there any amendments, Mr. Martinez?
Mr. Vice Chair, at this time I would like to make a correct adjustment to the agenda and move add Mr. John Olivas under new business. Is Mr. John Olivas in the audience today? Make a motion to amend the agenda to place Mr. John Olivas under new business.
Oh, okay, I'd have to, no, you can make a motion, but your advice to change the agenda was okay with the chairman, as I understand?
That is correct.
Okay, at this time I'll stand for a motion.
This one is on Mr. Olivas is going to give an update on the Sabinoso Wilderness.
Is it on the agenda?
No, that's what we're.
Adding it as new business?
He actually was supposed to be on there, but there was a clerical error on that.
Mr. Manager, I didn't get it on the agenda in time to talk about the Pecos Fishing Derby. Should I also add that as new business or wait until the next month?
I would recommend that we also place that on the agenda.
Okay, I'd like to place that on the agenda also, to have San Miguel County as a co-sponsor of the Fishing Derby in Pecos, the Fishing Derby. Thank you.
Any more amendments? This time I'll stand for a motion.
Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda along with the addition, of the addition.
Motion was made by Commissioner Nahar to approve the agenda with the amendments, 2 amendments. Seconded by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes of July 11th, 2017 regular meeting minutes. I'll stand for a motion.
So moved. Make a motion to approve the minutes from the last
Motion
meeting.
made by Commissioner Varela to approve the minutes of July 11th. Seconded by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes of July 27th, 2017 special meeting minutes. I'll stand for a motion or questions. Commissioner Martinez, did you make a motion? Motion was made by Commissioner Martinez,
Second?
seconded to approve the special meeting minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Okay, we have a presentation by the General Extension 4-H update, Samantha Ortiz. Good afternoon.
Ortiz, San Miguel County Extension. I wanted to come and give you guys an update of the programs that I've had going on, and I wanted to give you a little background on the extension program in San Miguel County. So the Cooperative Extension Service is a component of New Mexico State University. It is a grassroots program with a history that's unique in many aspects. The Cooperative Extension Service provides programming and research-based knowledge to residents in every county in New Mexico. I have been the program director for the San Miguel County Cooperative Extension Service, as well as a 4-H and agriculture agent since 2008. Since my extension appointment is 50% 4-H and 50% agriculture, I have had the opportunity to engage and provide life skills to a diverse group of people in San Miguel County. Many families depend on agriculture as a source of income, while there are a few whose primary income is solely dependent on agriculture. The growing majority of generational producers is solely dependent on agriculture, and many have become less dependent and is no longer a primary source of income. It's more so a secondary or supplemental source of income, or altogether as a hobby, honoring the once traditional way of life. Since agriculture is a vital part of San Miguel County, I have devoted a significant amount of time to form collaborations within the county and other agriculture entities. As the saying goes, youth are the future of our country. Through 4-H programming, I have had the opportunity to provide youth with hands-on learning, leadership opportunities, public speaking opportunities, and the ability to gain life skills. With the 4-H program being a grassroots organization, it continues to grow and thrive as one of the largest youth development programs in the country. While youth needs and interests are constantly changing and evolving, most of the original concepts and ideas of the 4-H program have stayed unchanged. Over the past 9 years, I have worked diligently to provide the San Miguel County 4-H program with any and all resources available to expand and strengthen the program. Because of this work, the San Miguel County 4-H program has increased by 27% in numbers of members and 5% in volunteers. The San Miguel County 4-H program is now made up of 4 traditional 4-H clubs, 108 youth members, and 44 enrolled volunteers. Being the only agent in the county, time is always limited. However, I have made strides in representing the Cooperative Extension Service throughout Las Vegas area schools. I have been working with the 4-H specialists to provide after-school students with science, technology, engineering, mathematics, STEM-based learning through hands-on techniques. Some activities that have been done include solar cars, circuit boards, chapstick making, and slime making. In the spring months, I started to do egg to chick in the classroom with one class of second graders. The youth really seem to enjoy learning about chicks and the stages they go through in development before they hatch, and getting to see them hatch and bringing them up from baby chicks to older chicks. I have also been working with the K through 3+ summer school program doing STEM-based projects. Annually, I have invited 3rd and 4th grade students to attend the Kids, Cows, and More Expo. The expo focuses on agriculture awareness. Students engage in a morning full of agriculture presentations which demonstrate sheep shearing, cow milking, ranching techniques, and an introduction to wildlife and entomology. This event is intended to teach youth that agriculture is all around us and to help children realize that most of our food and clothing has to be grown or produced before it's taken to a local store for purchasing. There is anywhere from 300 to 500 youth that attend the expo, depending on the school's participation and the money available for transportation. So with that, I'd like to give you a little summary of activities that I go through. Some monthly activities that I am involved with are the 4-H Council, and they meet bi-monthly. The 4-H clubs, they meet once a month. The County Fair Association, which meets monthly as well. The County Leaders Association, which is bi-monthly. The Morris San Miguel Farm and Livestock Bureau, which is monthly. I am in charge of the Rabbit and Poultry Project meetings for our 4-H members, which meet monthly as well. And then I'm involved with the Small Farms and Ranch Task Force, which is meeting quarterly. Some of the major programs that I have been involved with throughout this year include the National Association of Extension 4-H Agents Annual Conference in New Orleans, Association of County Affiliate Meetings, Food Handler Safety Training, 4-H Program Fundraising, Century 21 After School Program, Senior Leadership Retreat for 4-H members. This year I recently started a shooting sport for 4-H members, and it not only teaches the youth members how to be competitive, but it also teaches them rifle safety. I did STEM Day at the Roundhouse, 4-H Day at the Roundhouse, animal selection workshops for my 4-H members, orchard visits and pruning guidance, and then we had a Small Farm and Ranch Task Force advisory retreat, of course program directors trainings. I've assisted producers in having their farms become certified naturally grown produce, which in turn provides the farmers with the opportunity to gain more income because they're certified. I did egg to chick in the classroom. I assist with New Mexico Ag in the classroom. I was a presenter at New Mexico Home Ec School. I obtained my 4-H shooting sports certification. I took kids to state shooting sports contests. We held county contests here in the contest for 4-H members. We also competed in district contests. I do the K through 3+ summer school. I've done workshops there, and we have roughly about 48 kids that we were working with. Of course, we do home, ranch, and farm visits, and then office visits and phone calls. Some things that we're looking forward to are the San Miguel Morin County Fair, which starts Thursday. And I'd like to invite you all out there to check it out and see the 4-H members' hard work that they put into their animals and to their baking and sewing and different entries that they'll be showcasing at the fair. I'm going to be assisting rabbit and poultry judging for Colfax County Fair, as well as for Taos County Fair. New Mexico State Fair is coming up, and we will have kids from our county participating in that. We are going to have a National Association of County Agriculture Agents Western Regional Professional Improvement Conference, which will be held in Albuquerque. I'm planning on doing STEM in the classroom for the upcoming school year. We will be having the New Mexico 4-H Adult Leaders Forum, and I will have the annual Ag Day that I host every year here in the county. We'll have New Mexico 4-H in-service and extension in-service, and then I will be starting a winter series of presentations and workshops along with Moore County agent as to ag concerns and what our ag producers are looking to see. So with that, I would just want to throw in there that 4-Hers are 4 times more likely to contribute to their communities, 2 times more likely to be civilly active, 2 times more likely to make healthier choices, 2 times more likely to participate in STEM programs, and they are less likely to engage in risky behaviors. So I would like to thank you guys for your time and your continued support, and I look forward to continuing the collaboration that we have with the county.
Samantha, thank you for your presentation. I was going to ask you, how long has the 4-H been have we been in business?
In business, 4-H celebrated its 100 years anniversary in 2012. So we've been around a long time. And 4-H is found in every county, in every state across the United States.
I would just like to thank you, Samantha, for all the hard work you've done. And I know you have a lot of work coming up this week, so good luck.
Thank
I
you.
have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. It's really important to have this, your services and organization and community. Do you have a Pecos, a chapter in Pecos and in the valley, like Villanueva, that way?
We don't have one in Pecos. We have one in the Bernal area. Pecos, I've been working on it, and I keep running into dead ends, honestly. I've been in the school when they first start to advertise about the program, and then I get leaders that want to do it, and I get a handful of kids that want to do it, and then it kind of all just falls through. So I know that you're out there, so if you could point me in the right direction, I would appreciate that.
Sure, I'd like to offer my assistance to see if I can help you to get in Pecos. I think it would be really good for our community.
Okay, that would be great, because I've been trying. When I first started, and about 4 years into it, I had a club out there.
Oh, great.
But then it kind of fell through the cracks, and I just couldn't get the participation.
Yeah, I'd like to see if I can help, so I'll give you my contact.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Commissioner, for volunteering your services to help out the program, because I know Pecos needs to get more involved in the 4-H.
We need more for our kids to do in general, and this is a very important program.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we have another presentation by the 3rd Annual Local Emergency Planning Committee of the Expo. Sally Flores, please, LEPC Chairman. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sally Flores, and I chair the Local Emergency Planning Committee. I have chaired it now for 3 years. And I'm here to invite all of you to come to our 3rd Annual Expo. And it'll be this Saturday, August 12th, from 9 to 2 at the Walmart parking lot on the corner of 7th and Legion. So this year is bigger than the past 2 years. We have approximately 32 entities coming this year. So it's a meet and greet your local first responders. And what we're doing this year is we asked every entity to donate a backpack full of school supply to donate to local kids in the area. So at that time, as the kids are coming by, we're going to ask them to sign a little piece of paper with their name and phone number. And at the end of the expo, we'll have drawings to see who wins. So far, we have committed about 50 backpacks. And I'd like to thank those of you here in San Miguel County who have donated backpacks, like Gary Gold for the Sheriff's Office, and Miss Bertha, the Treasurers, Charlene, the probate judge, she donated as well. So I thank everybody who has donated backpacks, and I would like to, these are my members. Will my members stand up, please, because you all helped me out so much in the LEPC. So I thank all of you. Honey, especially, she's my right hand. So I would like to list all the people who have committed to come on Saturday. So we have San Miguel County Sheriff's Office, the ARIES program, New Mexico Highlands University PD, Las Vegas City Fire, Office of Emergency Management, New Mexico State Police, the Red Cross, Forest Service has gifted us with Smokey the Bear again this year, Game and Fish, New Mexico DOT District 4, Las Vegas PD, Yellow Ribbon Suicide Prevention, so we'll be honored with our own Miss New Mexico, Ane Romero will be here. We have also Department of Health, we have the Ready, Set, Go program, Mora San Miguel Electric. I live in a rural area, and those of you who live in rural areas, the first person we call when we have a blackout is Mora San Miguel. So they have honored us to come as well. We have the U.S. Marshals coming. Alta Vista will be there. Also, we have our very own Public Works coming. We have San Miguel County Safety and Fleet. We have San Miguel County, our own chief coming, and he'll be having an extinguisher demonstration, correct? And also we have 8 committed volunteer fire departments. So we have El Pueblo, Gainas, Sheridan, Cabo Lucero, La Placita, Sapio, Tecolote, and last night I was honored they asked if they could be at our expo, which is Wagon Mountain Fire Volunteer Fire Department. So I said yes, absolutely yes. So we have Walgreens, they're donating backpacks as well on that day. So up on our screen is our slideshow of last year's expo, of all our participants and the fun that we had through the holy Sparky, the fire dog, is also here. And just so you all know, our Sparky is my Sarah. So San Miguel Detention Center as well donated 2 backpacks, so I thank you guys. So a lot of people have donated some money, so with that money we've bought an additional backpacks and filled them. So my goal is 60, so I'm hoping that we meet that date. So please come, all of you, invite you. We also have a meeting every second Wednesday of every month at 10 o'clock. And it'll be tomorrow, but it'll be in the Las Vegas City Chambers. We have them at different entities every month, so we have a list. If you ever want one, contact Ms. Connie, and we have them at different places to bring in different people. So that kind of really works for us. So that's all for me. So please come, everybody's invited. Mr. Mike will pass out flyers to everyone just as a reminder. Hang them up in your office or your workplace, and ask people to come that day. Have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally, for your presentation, and thank you for all your hard work.
Thanks, sir.
At this time, we have a presentation by the Small Business Development Center, which is presented by Don Bustos. Mr. Bustos.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Co-Chair Padilla,
Welcome.
members of the board, Manager Martinez. Before I get started with my presentation, I just wanted to give a little note. I did start my career here at San Miguel County back in 1987. I see a few faces in the crowd that I started with. Not going to point anyone out, Elaine, but it's great to see such a great facility. When I first started with Chairman Max Madrid, the great Max Madrid, we were situated, I guess, where the district attorney's office was in little area back there, but this is great to be back. I'd like to give a brief presentation as requested by Manager Martinez on the services offered by the Small Business Development Center. Real quick, we are one of 20 centers located throughout the state of New Mexico. We are partially funded through the Small Business Administration, SBA, and the state legislature, but approximately 80% of our funding comes through the state legislature. The funding provided to us allows us to provide 3 basic services. The first is one-on-one counseling with anything having to do with owning, starting, or operating a small business. Probably about 80% of the clientele we meet with are individuals looking at starting a business. So there is a misconception out there that we just help startups, okay? That's not true. We can help existing businesses expand their business as well. The most popular service we provide, I guess, or the most asked service is business plan development. We do a lot of business planning. We can help with record keeping. We can help with obtaining loans. We don't do the loans at the Small Business Development Center, but we have a lot of resources out there that are available that small businesses could take advantage of. Once I meet with a client, I can better steer that client as to the best program that's available. And it's numerous. There's a lot of times if a client doesn't qualify for a loan, it's not because it's not available. A lot of times there's circumstances, bad credit, not sufficient or insufficient collateral and stuff like that. The second service we provide are educational and training services in the form of workshops and seminars, again related to business topics. In the past, when funding was good, and we all know right now, since we are funded heavily by the state legislature, our funding isn't all that great as of to date. But in the past, we were having anywhere from 16 to 20 workshops per quarter. Okay, that has dwindled down to today. We're probably offering 4 to 5. Okay, generally what we'll try to do is survey the business community to find out the needs that help us determine what types of trainings that we want to put on. I skipped a part. I'm looking at Commissioner Varela. I know you represent PECOS, and that I forgot to mention that we do serve 4 counties, which include San Miguel, Mora, Guadalupe, and Colfax counties. I do have satellite offices in Mora, in Angel Fire, Eagle Nest, Cimarron, Raton, Springer, Conchas, Pecos, and Santa Rosa. And generally, we try to meet in these areas at least once per month. We're not limited to the days that are provided. We can meet with clients on an as-needed basis. So generally, what that means, if a client in Pecos needed to meet with me twice a week, I can go out there and meet with that client twice a week if that's what the client's needs are. Okay. Getting back to the training, in most cases, the trainings are free. We try to bring in other entities such as the New Mexico Tax and Rev Department, IRS, Workers' Comp. Again, whatever the needs are, we try to bring in experts in whatever fields that are needed to come and do the presentations for us. Occasionally, we'll go out and hire trainers, a trainer, for example, in QuickBooks. We might have a business that's faltering in record keeping. We have these services available as well. We can take, if generally has satellite offices in Santa Rosa and Springer and Mora through Luna Community College, where we have access to computers. But other communities that we don't have those satellite services, we do have a mobile computer lab of 20 laptops, which helps us bring this service to the rural communities. So for you commissioners that service the rural communities, if you feel that, or if you know of individuals or businesses that could utilize our services, please feel free to let them know that our services are available. I notice you all have Wi-Fi, but I'm not asking you to bring that up. We do have a web page, nmsbdc.org. All our services are listed on there. I don't want to spend too much time. I just thank you for putting me at the beginning of the agenda, looking at the lengthy agenda that you have. But real quick, I just want to note for those that are considering becoming a client of the SBDC. It's important to know that our counseling services are free, they're confidential, and they are unlimited. And I emphasize the word confidential, because I know we're a small community, and a lot of times people are afraid to come meet with us because they're saying, well, he's going to steal my idea and I don't want anyone to know it's top secret. Well, it's going to stay, if that's what you feel, it's going to stay top secret with us. But in a nutshell, we do have a lot of resources that we can tap into. We have databases that can help us develop the business plans for clients, and it's essential to know that we do not do the work for the client. We assist the client in doing the work for themselves. We're basically educating the client to do the work for themselves. If they're having problems in record keeping, I have 8 years in business with an MBA, and it's hard to sit down and teach someone record keeping in 2-3 sessions. So really what we generally advise is for people to go hire an accountant if that's what's happening. But we do have a lot of resources, as I mentioned, databases we can tap into that can do competitor analysis. We can do financial analysis to determine reasons. For example, a business might be failing. We are trained to read these financial records to do financial analysis. And as I mentioned, we are a network that consists of 20 centers throughout the state. And generally, if I don't have the answer that's being confronted, it's very easy for me to find the answer for our clients. So I know, Vidal, you wanted me to do a presentation on our services. Is there anything I missed that you would like for me to talk about?
Mr. Bustos, I just want to thank you for the service that you provide. You did a good job in your presentation.
Any other questions?
No, I'd like to thank you for your presentation. I'm sure there's quite a few people that are interested in your field.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you stay pretty busy.
Yes, we do, and we always encourage to work with our community leaders, such as the county commission, with the cities, in all 4 counties that we work with. I used to try to attend all the different meetings that are available, but I mean, it's just impossible. It's a staff of myself and one business advisor, Brianna Montano, who's been with me for a year now. But we do our best to get around. We just ask you to help us in terms of identifying or referring potential clients to us. Okay. If I may, I do have a handout that I would like to share with you, my business card, if I can approach, if that's all right.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bustos. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. So if there are no more questions, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. Next order of business, we have the public forum, and I'm going to go ahead and read the rules for the public speaking. Individuals wanting to speak or address the commission during public input item must sign in, which most of you did. Recognized speakers are allowed to speak on items relevant to county business and responsibilities. In order to promote orderly, efficient meetings, respectful for everyone's times, county chairman may recognize individuals who have signed up to speak. Recognized speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Public comment period. Recognized speakers shall also be permitted to speak no more than one time. No rebuttals to comments by others will be permitted. Comments, applause, and interruptions from the audience shall not be allowed. In order to promote orderly meetings so attendees feel safe and secure in their attendance, threatening, abusive comments that disrupt a meeting shall not be allowed. All speakers shall address the Board of County Commissioners, mention their names, and then speak on the issue from the podium. Thank you. The first. What that? Oh, Johnny, yeah, so that's under new business. Yeah. Okay, so we have Bob Witters on County Road, I guess, A19A. Mr. Witters.
Commissioners, my name is Bob Witters, and I live on County Road A19A. I want to thank the county commissioners for making road maintenance a priority in the county. Several years ago, the county manager recommended, and the county commission approved a revenue bond road improvement program. Funds from the $3.5 million program were allocated to each commissioner based on the total road mileage in their district, and each commissioner selected individual road projects from their district. Engineering firms were hired to properly design each project. And then recently, the actual work on those many projects were begun by contractors, many using local employees. Recently, the work was completed on my road. Previously, my road was a dirt road with many mud bogs, which resulted from rain and snow. The contractor added material to strategic spots to raise the roadbed. Culverts were installed to drain water away from the road, and gravel was added to make the roadbed drivable. The county road crew even came in to dress up the existing gravel road leading to my portion of the road. The many residents of my section of County Road A19A want to thank you very much. Sometimes something as simple as a gravel on your road can make a lot of difference in your life. My wife and I have spent the night in our truck when we got stuck in the mud trying to return to our home. I don't think we're going to do that anymore. I have had to stay in a hotel in town after several school board meetings because it rained during the meeting, and I was not sure I could get home without getting stuck and spending the night in my truck. I don't think I'll have to do that anymore. Last Friday, I was able to leave my home in the morning after heavy rains the previous day and night so that I could participate in a statewide emergency exercise as the radio operator at the State Emergency Operations Center in Santa Fe. That's one of my volunteer duties that I perform. My neighbors and I will be able to get medical help when needed. I am learning how important that is as I get older. And yesterday I was able to drive to Las Vegas even though it rained and hailed like crazy Sunday afternoon and evening so that I could meet my obligation and perform jury duty. Arnold Lopez and the county crew has been doing an excellent job of maintaining the roads. Regular grading is being performed and additional gravel is placed on the road when needed. It was a forward-looking decision that was made by the county years ago to start in operation the gravel crusher so that adequate gravel would be available for road maintenance. And then grader crews were added to the county road department. Now the county roads are being regularly maintained, and we thank you for that too. Please continue to keep the county roads and the maintenance of county roads a priority in the future. Infrastructure improvements such as roads are a long-term investment for the county that will pay off in the future. Thank you for making those investments.
Thank you for your good comments. And the road crew is here today, and the management of the road crew has a lot of things to do with the repairs of those roads, and we'd like to thank them also because they're the ones in the forefront doing all the work, and they take all the credit. Thank you very much, Mr. Witters. Next person to speak would be Matt Martinez. Mr. Martinez, welcome.
Mr. Chairman and members of the County Commission.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Martinez, Manager, I was asked to approach the county about the possibility of broadcasting the meetings. We own 540 KNMX, KBQL, which is the Bull, KMDZ, which is Z96, and KMDS, which is a new sports station for CBS Sports Radio. So we've been a little busy trying to make sure people have a lot of options for the radio. A few years ago, we were approached to come and solicit the county in regards to broadcasting the county commission meetings. As you all know and probably have heard for years, KNMX covers an awful lot of ground. It'll go easily from Pecos to Conchas, from Tecolotito all the way up to Rociada. So pretty much the entire county can be heard by the station. There is a difference between regular radio stations who have less wattage and less reach than KNMX. KNMX also pays more dues to the FCC, and it also pays much more electricity probably than all of the other stations combined. So we wanted to come back and make it available to the county commission to again consider broadcasting the meetings. We've had an opportunity to visit with the previous interim manager. We've visited with Mr. Trujillo, and the technology exists for us to be able to put the meetings on the air rather easily. The only thing that would change is at the top of the hour, we would just sort of bring down the pod for the actual meeting and let the folks know that the FCC requires us to identify the station name and the call letters and the city of license that we're in. Other than that, the meeting would continue on the air until the meeting finishes. From what I've been able to track for the last number of years, a lot of the meetings are conducted primarily from beginning to end, and then sometimes they go into a closed session. 90-some% of the time, nothing's done in executive session, and if so, we could probably broadcast that at a later date. We'd offer also the county manager and other employees of the county an opportunity to come in at least once a month to give an update to the community. I don't want the county commission to ever think that the work that's done here at these meetings is not important. And not everybody has a computer, and not everybody has the option to come into town to see what the county government is doing. So this is the proper avenue to get this done. Villarriba County does it through KDCE. Quesuave and Santa Fe does the Santa Fe meetings. I understand they do them up in Raton and up in Taos. So this is something custom that airly that's done throughout the northeastern part of the state. So we're here to offer our services. Again, I'm Matt Martinez with SDC Broadcasting, and I'd like for you all to consider us and give direction to staff so that we can move forward with trying to get these meetings on the air. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you.
At this time, we have Catherine Kahn regarding, it doesn't say what.
County
Okay.
General. Good afternoon, Catherine
afternoon.
Hahn, Las Vegas, New Mexico. Good afternoon, Commissioners, County Manager Melinda. First of all, I'd like to say I wholeheartedly agree with both the first two speakers. Arnold has done an amazing job. Hats off to him. I really appreciate everything he's done. This is very difficult for me to read what I'm going to read. I would like to voice on public record my concern for the actions and decisions our county appears to be making with little regard for our county ordinances, procedure, or just plain common sense. We, the people, elected you, commissioners, to represent us, the people in your districts. We have a right to have our voices and concerns heard and hopefully influence your decisions. That is why we elected you. On the county attorney appointment, your choice was turned down by the previous commission about a year ago. They realized it was a bad idea to bring city baggage to the county. I questioned the chosen attorney's ability to read, write, or interpret law as demonstrated in his tenure as city attorney. He time and again shut down public input and was disrespectful to both Las Vegas citizens and city employees. I asked the commissioners to reconsider applicant Vasquez to be our county attorney. She was qualified and many people were very impressed by her interview. On agenda item number 2, Planning and Zoning Resolution 8-08-17 ICIP, the Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan. Who is the county as described in that? It is my understanding that our Planning and Zoning Commission has not seen, reviewed, or made any recommendations to the Commission on this 5-year plan. In fact, the Planning and Zoning Commission has not been allowed to have their monthly meetings. They have been denied by Planning and Zoning Office and our county manager for 3 months to hold their regular meetings. I ask the commissioners to put this resolution on the table until a seated Planning and Zoning Commission has reviewed and sent their recommendation to the Board of County Commissions as adopted in our established San Miguel County ordinances and procedures. There is still time to put a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting or Commission meeting on the calendar for August. And the ICIP could be addressed at the September or October County Commission meeting. The people of San Miguel have high hopes that this new administration and County Commission will lead us, San Miguel County, forward in a more inclusive, transparent direction. Many of us have been participating in county and city government for years. Please take advantage of the experience and knowledge we possess to move us forward. We are here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. At this time, we have Bud Gang. I think I said your name right, Bud Gang. Doesn't say what you're going to talk about, but I guess...
County preference, sir. Good afternoon, council.
Good afternoon.
I'm coming to you guys today as operations manager for Rocky Road Gravel, as well as for all local business here within the county. I think it's imperative to not only keep our money local to the businesses that secure our families and their livelihoods here. And we have neighboring counties that have this county preference in ordinance, and I'm asking today that you guys consider that. It would be a 5% ordinance to any local business that is in the county and has had a location within the county for at least a year. Also, within those parameters, you'd have to have that business certificate. Like I said, there's plenty of counties in the state of New Mexico that are doing this. Santa Fe County, for example, has been doing it since 2012. And you can see there's a big difference in the demographics showing the growth in that county comparative to other counties that don't have that implemented. So as a citizen, as a resident of San Miguel County, I'm here to ask you guys to please consider this, because we need to take care of our own first and foremost. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At this time, we have Clara Lucero.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Manager. My name is Clara Lucero. Pardon me. I live in Las Vegas, and I'm here to just ask you to do your due diligence and study in hiring a new lawyer for the county. There's several of them. Maybe we could consider some of the other ones that are there. I think you need to study it a little bit further and do something to inform the people. Do your studying about the commissioner, and you commissioners and managers have the authority to revisit your selection and process and decision. The people of San Miguel County need an attorney that will work with and for the people. We would recommend that San Miguel County commissioners revisit the selection of our requirements and reviews. We put out notice for project supervisor candidates who fit the criteria: good teamwork, organizational skills, able to accomplish difficult and unusual projects, having a history of success, proven leadership skills, experience with state and federal law enforcement, good work record. This last part I think I will not read. There's several other things, but for the first time in history, San Miguel County and a county seat in the city of Las Vegas poised to work together in joint development for the future of economy, health, safety, and the security of our people, our culture, and our land. So I would ask you all to do your study and diligence and reconsider the attorney that you're going to hire for city county attorney, please. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we have Mr. Emilio Aragon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and
welcome,
Commission. I am here today to talk about recycling. We have an attorney that is being presented to us for county attorney, and he's been around for quite a while, so we know that what kind of work he does. The city of Las Vegas is the county seat, so I'm sure you're familiar with some of the problems that we've had at the city. Right now, there's a $12 million contract that somebody's got to look at, and during the tenure of the attorney here, where was his due diligence and where was his guidance and advice to the city council? That is still being examined and re-examined. And then we go and hire, so that's what I'm talking about, recycling. We keep recycling people that we already know what they're all about, and yet we keep bringing them up again. We can't afford it. As taxpayers, we cannot afford to have this kind of revolving door. We see it all the time. We're very tired of it, and I don't know what kind of influence is being brought on you guys, but I wish you would listen to our influence as taxpayers and concerned citizens. We want something good for our county, and we know that the other people that were proposing to come and work had a very good background, and they should be considered more fully. I don't see where this selection is the best one. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we have, is that Susana
Savannah.
or Savannah? Can't read that name. Maybe you could read that name.
Salvador Hicken.
Oh, Salvador. Sorry about that, Salvador. Welcome. I was a little bit far off, but we got it.
Muy buenas tardes, comisionadas y comisionados. Aquí vengo otra vez para decirles qué poder tiene Dios, ¿no? Especialmente empezando aquí con tu papá Macario González. Él tiene su rancho ahí en Las Manuelitas y ahí está una iglesia abandonada. Y yo dije, pues qué mejor que yo ir a hacer mis servicios que hago yo en esa iglesia. Y me fui a hacerla al Día de las Madres, el Día de los Padres. Y ahí con estos rosarios de balunes, varios milagros han venido este año para mí. Vinieron milagros y ahí empezó a lloverles, ¿no? Empezó a lloverles ahí, toda esa área de ahí. Y luego fui para Mora, tenía que ir a tomar otros retratos y por allá, de aquel lado de Las Manuelitas, y todo allá estaba seco, nomás ahí estaba bien hermoso todas esas áreas de ahí. Era una hermosura de ver ahí. Y más allá los represes sin agua ni para un pajarito, que es lo menos. Entonces, fui también a otros lugares que tenemos otras cosas muy grandes de Dios, de una señora que viene con unas llagas que le salen del Señor. Y también allá tuve milagros muy grandes. Ahora el día 23, cada 23 nos juntamos allá en La Madera, más allá de Española. Vamos a ver cómo discutemos este milagro, con unos retratos que les mandé, a ver si es el milagro que yo espero que va a ser, por el presidente nuevo que tenemos, porque estamos rezando que no nos haga otra guerra, la guerra número 3. Y todo esto le doy gracias a Dios. Y yo les había dicho más antes, y siempre he dicho por todos los años que he estado hablando aquí yo, de las cabañuelas que yo aprendí de mi papá, cuándo iba a llover y cuándo no iba a llover. Este año era un año muy seco, y lo sé, lo es en partes ya no. Pero aquí está Joaquín y Santa Ana, y tu papá y tu mamá andaban allá, que fuimos a celebrarle, y rezamos que no hubiera atrás de Campo donde tiene la morada ahí, para poder entrar ahí, porque ahí es muy soquetosa, ahí se quedó una atascada. Y sí, salió a hacer que no cayó el agua, y luego otro día nos fuimos a La Madera. Pues viniendo de allá, de Bernal para acá, todo estoy acá lloviendo. Es una hermosura, ya yo había visto que más Manuelitas me había ayudado, todo allá, ya seguro que aquí no nos quiere llegar, pero Joaquín y Santa Ana, el papá y el abuelito de María Santísima, nos ayudaron. Qué hermosura tenemos ahora. Ahora sí se me quitó la pena, porque ahora sí están mis represas llenos de agua y sacarte creciendo y todo. Es el poder, más poder de Dios, que todo lo que se digan los reyes y los televisores dicen que va a llover y les digo, nomás cambia la luna. Yo les andaba diciendo, andaba este fin de semana yo. Ahora sí les dije, la luna va a estar llena, se va a venir la lluvia, y se vino de una vez. Nomás que ayer que venía, de ahí de Bernal para acá estaban las lluvias. Tenemos que andar regando las flores y todo para que no se nos secara. Sabrá Dios por qué en esa parte y otras partes no quiere darle. Él es el que manda, pero a mí me está oyendo aquí, me está respondiendo aquí. Eso le doy gracias a Dios. Pero tenemos que seguir viviendo este mundo, y la razón que vengo yo aquí ha estado viniendo de estas norias que hacen de daños con las aguas, volviéndose en los aceites, secándose en las norias, los ojitos y todo. Y ya ustedes vieron esto, gracias a Dios. Y aquí traigo más para que los necesite. Los andamos destruyendo para que aprendan lo que yo aprendí aquí. Una cosa que quiero decirles, que no todos aquí sepan, pero yo sí sé, porque yo me criaba en Trujillo, en el rancho de mi padre. Aquella mamá mía y aquellas vacas ordenábamos, ¿qué creen que sacaban de ahí? La leche para comer ahí en la mañana, almorzar, para todo lo que necesitábamos, sacábamos el queso blanco. Mamá hacía aquella nata y hacía la mantequilla. Todo se gana uno. Pero con estos raquis aquí se miran, aquí lo vieron ustedes, Se mueren todos los animales y nos muere todo el ganado. A uno querer agua agarrar de la pompa y sale una alumbrada que se está uno quemando con el agua revuelta de gas ahí. Todo eso es lo que venía a decirles yo aquí también hoy. Y aquí está la Biblia, aquí la tengo yo la Biblia. Yo la sé toda porque la tengo grabada, la sé toda. Y estos son los libros que cada vez que vamos a misa aprendo yo de todo esto. Aquí traigo para darles a ustedes estos libros, para que aprendan lo que yo he aprendido, y si alguien necesita más de esto, aquí los traigo yo. Y eso necesitamos que, no nomás todo lo malo, los cibreños y todo, como era esa mina de Colorado que echó a perder todo aquí, ¿no? México, donde quiera que fue dañando, el Río Grande, que es México, México también va a dar agua. Todo el mundo se está destruyendo por eso, y especialmente el aire. Ustedes miran aquí cómo está el aire, todo, las enfermedades y todo que hay aquí. Todo eso, y gracias a ustedes que ya les di uno de estos y necesitan más, aquí traigo. Y aquí están estos libros del inglés para cada uno de ustedes.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, señor Miguel.
And thank you. And now we have Sarah Moore, please. Hello, Sarah. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Been out of pocket for a while, so today I was greeted with a lot of hellos, and it's nice to see everybody again. In fact, the more people we get out here, the better it is. Truly. While I've been out for a while, I've become a TV bug, and today, all of a sudden I was watching TV again, and here was another movie, K-Pax, and I thought, God, that sounds familiar, and yeah, it was. I started it again, and here we have it. About a man from outer space who came down to Earth for a while and was mixed up with another person, and a lot of other things happened. But in the end, he was telling his so-called psychiatrist, who he wound up being a psychiatrist who really was, that this world, this universe that we live in, his people had been in it long enough that it actually folded in and then folded out again. But everything that happened kept happening the same, over and over and over again. And the one thing that he had told this psychiatrist was, maybe it's time for you to invite your son home for Christmas this year. So the last scene was actually the psychiatrist going to the airport to pick up his son, because, this could happen for eternity, according to the major character in the movie. I have a friend who actually believes that Trump is a wonderful angel. Now, this is hard for me to believe even, but you know what? For somebody to give up their life and be doing what he's doing, starting as many major wars, and they are wars. We have weapons everywhere. We have cholera. We have drought. We have starvation going around the world. And to think it's all okay, our water is getting worse and worse no matter where you look. Our environment, who knows how long it will be able to breathe. Please take it to be that it's time for us all to look at each other and care about each other in a whole new way, to love each other. There's no reason to have any fear when we really care and love. And we are forgetting to honor each other. Seems like no matter where we go, no matter what's happening, I hear sirens every direction. Where did we forget to honor each other? Where did we forget to just not be so much in a hurry? Say thank you. We could do so many things with this town. We have so many empty buildings. We should invite the world here. We could create a whole new Las Vegas. Do you realize how many people are actually very well qualified for any job that could come along, that are on the streets in every direction? Now, so with regard to our county, our city, our nation, the world, the universe, and our spirituality, please, let's look further. Let's be more to each other. Let's look to each other and care about each other in a whole new way every day. And just start by saying thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very nice. At this time, we'll go into, that concludes the public input, and we'll go into new business. And we have Mr. Olivas' presentation, please.
Yeah,
Hello,
good
Mr.
afternoon.
Olivas.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and Manager and Finance Supervisor, for allowing me to be here. I'm here to give a presentation in regards to Sabinoso Wilderness, located east of Las Vegas. There was a Sabinoso Wilderness was actually designated in March of 2009. The area was designated and was considered one of the only wilderness areas that is landlocked by private land, and that is actually located right here in San Miguel County. Recently, on July 29th of 2017, just a couple of weeks ago, actually last week, we had the Department of Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, who actually came out to visit the area. So he was right here in San Miguel County, and he was accompanied by our two senators, Senator Tom Udall and Senator Martin Heinrich, along with many other delegation staff throughout the state of New Mexico, including your very own Mr. Commissioner Raku Libari. He represented the San Miguel County Commission on this day. There were hikes and there were actually horseback rides that were taken within the ranch. Sabinoso currently is right a little over 16,000 acres, and again, it is currently landlocked. And there was a group known as the Wilderness Land Trust that purchased a little over 4,000 acres of land that they want to donate this land over to the Bureau of Land Management to give access to the Sabinoso Wilderness. This area here in northeastern New Mexico, the Sabinoso Wilderness, is currently landlocked, so it's not accessible by specifically hunters and hikers, campers that go out into these areas. So if this designation would actually if this donation would be transferred over to the Bureau of Land Management, there would be access to this 16,000 acres known as the Sabinoso Wilderness. So there's a process right now that the Secretary Ryan Zinke has this donation in front of him. So he would need to sign off on the donation to go ahead and accept this private ranch into federal hands so that there would be access. I think the benefit for this area, for San Miguel County specifically, is the amount of usage that would be able to take place in regards to hunting, in regards to wilderness access, in regards to hiking, camping. So I think it'd be an economic benefit for this community because once it is open and it's accessible to the public, those individuals would go right through Las Vegas and they would be able to stop here, spend money, not only at the restaurants, at the hotels, also at the grocery stores, gaining access to this area. So we have a hunting season that's just coming up, and what we're pushing for is we're actually asking the Secretary to go ahead and allow the donation to take place so that there would be access to this public land this hunting season. So what we're doing right now is we're just giving you guys an update in regards to what's happening. I think Mr. Martinez has a letter to Secretary Zinke thanking him for coming out to San Miguel County. So if you don't mind, if you don't have it already, please get access to that letter. It's a one-pager thanking Secretary Zinke for coming out to San Miguel. So we appreciate everything that you guys have done, you continue to do. Back in 2008, 2007, the County Commission actually supported Savinosa Wilderness during the federal legislation that it went through. It passed. Now gaining access is going to be one of the next steps that we'll do. So as this process develops, I'll be more than happy to come in and update the commission in regards to the next steps and how that'll happen. I think once a donation does happen, there's going to be a big celebration. So I think the idea is to definitely invite the commission to this celebration and make sure that everyone is aware that this is happening. So if you guys have any questions, I'll answer any of those at this time. Yeah?
Any questions? Commissioner Nahar?
Mr. Olivas,
Yeah.
Savinosa Wilderness, is it entirely within the county of San Miguel, or does it bleed into
No,
Wayne County, into Harding County?
No, it's entirely in San Miguel. So it's 16,030 acres is what it currently is. So there would be an additional 4,080 acres that would be added if the donation took place. So if any of you are familiar with the Rimrose Ranch, the Rimrose Ranch is what was purchased by an organization that is willing to donate that over to the Bureau of Land Management. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Olivas.
Thank you. Yeah, and definitely the wilderness area is part of your PILT package. So I know you guys get a big chunk of PILT money, and this land is actually part of that PILT resource. Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you. At this time, we have a presentation well, we have something going on with the fishing derby up in Pecos, is that correct?
Yes, thank you, Chairman.
Commissioner Varela?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I was approached by Robert Apodaca on behalf of the Village of Pecos to ask the county for our support for the first annual fishing derby. It is going to take place on September 23rd, and I want a point of order. I don't know if I needed to get this on the agenda in the form of resolution to get us to support it or talk to you about it now, so I'm not sure. I don't want to violate the process, so I just wanted to let the public know and also see how the county can support and become a co-sponsor of this. There's no money required. They did request that the county of San Miguel provide a trash bin and pickup of that. I would like to check with Vidal and check with the lawyer, make sure we're not violating the anti-donation clause. I also directed Mr. Apodaca to apply for lodger's tax funding by Mr. Post. So if there is a problem with the anti-donation, maybe if they get funding, they could somehow work it out. So anyway, just want to let people know, and it's nice that we have something going in Pecos. I've been meeting with the task force that got together in Pecos to address the problem we've had with suicides in our community. So the high school principal was very excited about getting the school to participate in this fishing derby and just getting it to be a community event. There are a number of other people that are co-sponsors, and I think this would be great if we can get the county to be a co-sponsor with this village event and help to bridge those bridges and get healthy relations with our village and our community. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I don't know that there's any action since we don't have it on the agenda. I guess we're not taking any action. I just wanted to let people know I'm trying to get the county to work with us and support the village fishing derby.
At some point, I guess we could make it a resolution, but I'm sure that the county would be wholeheartedly behind the program because it's something that entertainment for the young kids and even for the adults, right?
Yes,
It's for a
there'll be
good program,
prizes
so
and it's
I'm sure the
prizes.
county commission would probably more likely be behind all that, yeah.
Thank you, Chairman, and I do plan to present a resolution at the next meeting. I didn't get it in on time, but I wanted to let you know in case there's a problem with them using our logo as a co-sponsor before we actually pass the resolution, so I just wanted to fully disclose that I'm working with Mr. Apodaca on this and with the village.
No problem, just check into that about the logo, and I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure we can support the resolution.
What are the dates on that?
September the 23rd, it's a Saturday.
And that is that.
It's at the Monastery Lake in Pecos, yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
members of
Martinez.
the board, I'm already working with Mr. Morse Madrid and Arnold Lopez on providing trash services for the activity that day. So they will be setting up a bin and we'll be providing trash services. And definitely co-sponsoring the activity would be a great idea for not only the community, but for the county as a whole.
Thank you. There are
Thank you,
other
Mr.
partners, including Game and Fish, Forest Service, the National Monument, the monastery themselves. So it's a really good opportunity to bring our governmental agencies together and the services in Pecos. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet. Okay, so we'll go back into regular session, regular order, I should say. The number one item is the old wood lease agreement. And this one's presented by Mr. Madrid.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, I don't have a formal presentation for you. I'm here to more facilitate any discussion that you all have. Before we start that, I would like to make a recommendation that by the end of the discussion, you all have, at least in concept, a direction for the manager and the staff to follow in regard to this issue in general. I think just to have a discussion without any objective is just another discussion. And to facilitate communication among yourselves and between the EDC and Oldwood and all parties, if that starts here and continues, then I think it can be productive. I'm standing before you because I'm somewhat familiar with the agreements and the terms and conditions, but I also have other staff and other parties available to you to answer any questions that you have. So with that, I think you can open the discussion.
Mr. Martinez, I think you could maybe get started off by letting us know where we're at with that.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, last week myself and Commissioner Martinez and Mr. Morse Madrid and also Chairman Rockenberry met with the president of EDC and also the vice president concerning utility bills and concerning royalties and so forth. They did make a commitment to us that they would present the bill to Oldwood and give us a time frame of when they would pay that bill. The other issue of concern was the meter. And the commitment that they made was to look into how much it would cost to add another meter to that specific building that is being used by Oldwood.
Okay, so that's where it's at now.
And as of today, I have not heard from them of the payment for the $9,000 or how much it would cost to install a meter.
Okay, any other comments on that issue?
Well, it's going to be my recommendation that we don't move forward with the lease until this bill has been settled, because I don't see the county paying for electrical bill when this money can be used either on county roads or on county employees and stuff like that. So I'm going to recommend to this commission that until that bill gets settled, until we review the lease as to if they are following what needs to be followed, that we move forward with it. That's going to be my recommendation.
What is the end date of that contract? The lease that we have told.
To my understanding, Mr. Nahad, it's August the 11th, to my understanding, but I'll definitely double check that.
We're almost.
To my understanding, it was August 11th.
Another recommendation that I'm going to have is, they have stated that they employ so many individuals from our community, and I have asked, I have requested names of the individuals that they have employed, and I have also requested salaries for them, so that we can see if they're complying with what they said they were going to comply with, as to employing people from our community. I have requested that previously from Bill Hendrickson. I requested it again on our meeting held on last week from Joel Steinberg and Mike Adams.
Commissioner Nahar, any other comments?
Just, my recommendation is going to be that we have them here at our next meeting, at our December meeting, and we have the guy from Oakwood, the manager of the old work company, come over here and explain why you're not doing it. We put him on the agenda, put him on the hot seat at that time, Commissioner Maria is very concerned about this because she was on the EDC before I came on. She's been dealing with it a lot longer. There's been promises that have been made as far as them meeting the commitment, and they haven't done it.
And one of the things that they keep saying is that our people from our community are going to lose jobs if we don't re-sign that lease, but yet they haven't presented any names of employees that they hired to me. I haven't seen any names. They say they employ people from our community, but who are they? I want to know who they are. I want to know what we're going to be losing if we don't sign this lease. I don't want people to lose jobs in our community. I want our people to work, but I don't want the county to be paying money that we shouldn't be paying.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, I think Mr. Old is in the audience if you want to have that discussion directly. If not, we can formulate a more planned agenda for that and formulate points for the next meeting and allow everyone to prepare and review the agreements for the next meeting, or we can do that now. It's at your pleasure, Mr. Chair.
At this time, I'd like to go with the recommendation of Mr. Nahar, no, that we call him into put him on the agenda and call him into a meeting in public and have him explain why they haven't complied with the request. I think that'd be the most logical thing to do
But then the formal
at this
motion
time.
that we do that for the next meeting.
Put it in a formal motion and we put them on the agenda for next meeting and then that way we can air it out so that public can know what's going on.
We'll move.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second that motion?
Second by motion made by Commissioner Nahar, and second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So that means that they'll be placed on the agenda for next meeting, and let them know that they will be placed on the agenda if they want to come in and explain why the lack of compliance.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Martinez.
Before I step away, I would like to recommend that prior to that meeting, that we take all of the specific points such as Commissioner Martinez has formulated and actually get them to the EDC and Oldwood so they can be answered specifically rather than have a general discussion. I'd be glad to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Morris. Item number 2, resolution number 08-08-17-ICIP, and this will be
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Tafoya.
The county has prepared its infrastructure capital improvement plan, the ICIP, for 2019 to 2023. This is a process that we start in March of every year, and it's a process that we use to prepare our infrastructure capital improvement plan, which gets submitted to local government division. This year, the plan is due September 1st. We maintain a mailing list of individuals throughout the county. We send out a letter in March asking them to submit any projects that they would like included in the ICIP. We also solicit comments from all the departments in the county, all the elected officials, and we also post on the county website a notice for the general public asking them to submit, if they have any projects they would like to submit those to us with a brief description and an estimated cost. We have, we do this every year. We've developed a list of 53 projects, capital projects at a total amount of $13,806,400. What we're asking now is for the county commission to accept comment on projects to be included in the ICIP. We're also asking the county commission to select the top 5 projects for legislative ranking. What that does, those legislative ranking means that in January, when the legislative session starts, at some point in time, the county manager may be contacted by our local representatives asking what are our top 5 projects for funding. Also in January, we submit our capital outlay request forms for legislative funding, which can be anything. One of the requirements of that capital outlay request form is the ICIP identification number of a particular project that gets assigned by local government division. This is a process. Each project has approximately 3 pages to it. The list that you see, and I have a paper list if you would like one, is not what the ICIP looks like. All we have here is just a list of the projects. The actual ICIP is quite different. We'll end up with about a 180-page document, very time-consuming to enter all the information in regard to engineering costs, latitude, longitude, and all kinds of things like that. So that's what we're asking for the Board of County Commissioners to accept comment on any projects to be included, select the top 5 projects from the list, and also adopt the resolution. The plan needs to be adopted by resolution, and that resolution needs to be submitted to local government division.
Mr. Tafoya, can you remind me or refresh my mind as to what was the last capital outlay program project that we had?
That we got funding
The last
for?
one that we had, the last project? Capital outlay project?
Well, we do this every year, so we did this one last, August, I think, as well. I think from the list of last year, we got funding for Sheriff Department vehicles. We got funding for a maintenance vehicle, work at one of the county roads in the Pandora area, and then security cameras at the detention center, I believe, and then we also $160,000 in funding for various county roads, and so we ended up getting 5 projects that were in last year's list funded, and that wasn't bad considering there was no money this year to receive from the state. So hopefully things will get better.
Mr. Tafoya.
Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, sir. Although the commissioners picked 5 items as priority, does the entire list, is the list submitted to the state? In other words, can the state pick from any of the list? Or let's say, for example, we have the Sheriff's Department where there's vehicles, that he's requesting vehicles. can we pick from the entire list? And will that list, the entire list, be submitted to the state?
If I understand your question correctly, the commission would pick the top five, and they have to be designated on the ICIP as such, the top five. And then what will happen around November or December, usually county staff will meet with our local legislators and submit, the county commission will then select projects, probably in November, December, whenever you choose, to be submitted as capital outlay requests, which would include those five top projects. So we could submit 10, 12, 15 projects. But if funding gets really tight, usually what will happen in around January, February is you'll get called, the county manager will get called from our representatives wanting to know what the top five projects are. So any project from the list can get submitted, and any project on the list can be selected as one of the five, yes. It's been our experience in the past that the top five projects rarely get funded. I guess that's just the way the legislature works. I'm not sure, but it's a requirement that we have to go through, yes.
And I have a question. And you said there was $13 million in capital infrastructure projects that were identified in the ICIP.
Yes.
How many different projects? We need to look at the top five, but how many projects are those 13 million? How many are going to be in the ICIP?
Right now, there are 53.
And who does the ranking? Is that your office with the manager, or how are they ranked so far to get them to us?
Well, right now, they're listed on, of course, on an Excel spreadsheet, and they're just numbered 1 to 53. Mainly so we'll know how many projects are in there.
So this is...
Yeah, we just enter them. It's something that's been going on for many years
your
now.
office, so you mentioned earlier the process, how you did outreach to the departments and to everybody to get their
Yes.
input on this, and then you go through it, and then you present these to us so we can...
And we
pick-
just make a list, yes, and we present it to you.
And to make our, do we need to do this today, so we can have that resolution for September, or what is it that you need
We
from us?
need to have it in by 3 o'clock September 1st, yes.
So do we need to do it at this meeting then today to approve the top five projects, is that
Yes.
right? And
That's what we're
what are you
asking, yes.
presenting to us to pick those today? We're not going to have to look at all 53, are we? You've already done the rankings, so are you asking us to approve the top five projects that you've listed as
To
priorities?
pick 5 projects as the top 5, yes. Don't be confused, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 53, but we did not number them in that way for the purpose of ranking them. We numbered them that way for the purpose of just keeping track of how many projects we have.
I see.
Yes.
So
And
do
is
we
there
have
a way
that
to
list?
identify which ones are top priority?
Pardon?
Do you have a way to identify which ones are top priority?
No, that's a decision that the county commission makes.
Pretty much, the projects that the commission usually goes for is nothing that specifically for your district, but for the whole county. Like, for example, in some cases, we do something for solid waste to implement or buy machinery for solid waste, or for the detention center, or for public works. So it's not specifically that I want to choose a project just in my district. I mean, I could, I guess, if it's very important to the whole county. But in most cases, it's kept a lot for things that the county needs, for the road department, or solid waste, or that kind of, or the county courthouse, or something like that. That's pretty much what the commissioners vote on. They bring us the 5 projects, and then we determine which one would be first, second, third, and fourth, and fifth, according to how we feel how important the item is, and that's how we rank it.
That is
Mr. Martinez, right?
Yes, that is correct, Vice Chair. We met with each department. So for example, with the detention center, we met with the staff, and they made a recommendation of what they need for the detention center. So I'm pretty sure there's 5 items, Mr. Padilla, on the list. Yes, so there's specific items that they've requested for the detention center, and the same is for Public Works. Public Works identified specific projects that they want and so forth. So we went through each department, the fire chief, the sheriff's office, and everybody picked their top 5
for each department.
And that's where we come in and make what we think the county might need the most as a whole. And that's where we make our determination as to how we want to categorize the items that.
Well, and I think it's good that you did that with the leaders of each department, because they know what their departments need. They work it every day, so
Exactly, yes.
they're gonna know what their departments.
So in most cases, we allow the county manager to kind of determine, let's say, which items would be the most important to the county as a whole. And then we pretty much go with that because it's priority on his list.
Mr. Tafoya, when we first started this process, how many items did we have on the list?
113 for about $30 million thereabouts. Yes.
So we started with 113,
Yes.
and now we have a list of 53.
53, yes, yes.
And all of that, we usually get maybe, if we're lucky, if we get 800,000 or 500,000. I mean, our request is 13 million, but we usually only get like a fraction of it. So we have to be very cognizant of whatever we're going to vote for, because that's probably the most important thing we're going to get is probably one item. Yeah, so.
Mr. Vice Chair, members of the board, my recommendation is to continue to work with the staff and identify the 5 priorities, and then share that information with each one of you before the September 1st deadline.
September 1st, yes.
So does that mean that we need to have a special meeting to approve this list, to get the resolution, or what's the process?
Well, I would suggest that the resolution be adopted, and all that does is adopt the ICIP. We use the template provided by Local Government Division. All it says is the County of San Miguel has adopted the attached 2019-2023 Infrastructure Capital Improvements Plan, and the plan is a working document. And then, so that we can adopt it and get it recorded, and then we can go ahead and work with the county manager and the county commission to identify the 5 for legislative ranking, if that's what you would like to do, because I'd like to get the resolution in. It's a matter of 2 or 3 days to do the actual data entry and revisions that need to be done, and we have time to do that, yes. It's been an ongoing process since March, and I think we're almost there. We just basically need the resolution, the top 5 projects. So.
Do we have, Mr. Martinez, do we have a list of the top 5 or that your office is recommending for all the county, or are we going to look at a longer list?
Mr. Vice Chair, members of the board, what's interesting in this process is you have each department that has, they've requested their top 5. And so each department is telling me we are priority. So it's a challenge to come up with the ranking when departments are saying, and I don't blame the departments, they want the resources that they need to continue to function. Maybe one recommendation is to have each department pick one priority. For example, detention center, public works, sheriff's office, fire department. There was 5 specific departments where they would pick one. What I'm trying to say is the challenge is trying to identify the 5 to accommodate all the needs. That is the challenge. But again, one recommendation is to have each department pick one priority, and then we take it from there.
Okay, so that's your recommendation, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Martinez? Okay, so.
Well, in reading the resolution, we can go ahead and I could make a motion that we approve this resolution. And it says that we are adopting the attached infrastructure capital improvement plan. It doesn't talk about the top 5 priorities, so we can flesh that out later, like Mr. Tafoya said. So with that, and I have written dozens, if not a couple hundred, of ICIPs for acequias. They used to be included in the county in the old days until ASECA started doing their own, and they could get lost in the ranking, as you could imagine. But ASECA is so I used to do those, so I know the process and the resolutions, and it's important you get it in on time. So I make the motion that we approve this, adopt this resolution today.
There's a motion by Commissioner Varela. Second. Second by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries.
Thank you, and if I may, in the meantime, anyone who wants to submit anything to be included can submit it to the Planning and Zoning Office, and we'll put it on the list. I don't tell anybody no. We put it on the list, and then we'll review it with the county manager and staff as appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tafoya. At this time, we're in item number 3, permission to apply for Federal Hazardous Mitigation Planning Grant, HMP, from Homeland Security and Emergency Management. Mr.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Dr. Martinez,
Mr.
Ms. Gonzalez. The San Miguel County Office of Emergency Management is requesting permission to apply for the Federal Hazard Mitigation Plan Grant, which will allow OEM to update the 2014 Hazard Mitigation Plan that expires December of 2019. Department of Homeland Security asks that we turn this grant application in by October 1st of 2017. This grant is for $50,000, which is a $12,500 match from the county, which is a 75%, 25% match.
Any questions from the commission? Motion has been made by Commissioner Martinez to approve the request. Seconded by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 4, agreement of care of prisoners, contract Taos County, New Mexico, and San Miguel County. Mr. Padilla.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, all members of the County Commission, Dr. Martinez, County Manager, and Melinda Gonzalez, Finance Director. I'm here today to present item number 4, and that's the contract between Taos County, New Mexico, and San Miguel County for care of inmate housing at the detention center, and at the rate of $90 per day with a $20 booking fee. So I'm here asking for your approval today of the contract.
Any questions?
I have a comment if I would. What I
comment,
was glad to see in
Commissioner
the contract. Okay, I'm sorry. What I was glad to see in the contract with Taos County is that it's subject to availability of beds. That was always a problem when we were at capacity here, and then officers would be trying to take prisoners into the detention center here. We're told that there was
for the work that they do, and also for the collaboration the employees have made with the City of Las Vegas. It's been a very interesting couple of days dealing with the flooded area. So again, I was at Public Works yesterday, and the inmates were out there filling sandbags. So it's been a really good experience, and I just want to recognize the staff for everything that they do, the coordination. They've been doing a really good job. So again, I want to thank everyone.
Well, thank you from the County Commission. Also, thank you and the staff for being out there for the citizens on those flooding areas. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next item, item number 14, HUD approval, approved income limits of 2017. San Miguel County, we have, Betty Valdez, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Betty. Can you hear me? No? I don't think this is working. I'll try to speak loudly. My name is Betty Valdez. I am the Director for Bernalillo County Housing Authority. I am the Acting Director for San Miguel Housing Authority. And I'm here today to ask approval on 3 items, and we'll start with the first one. These are administrative resolutions, but HUD requires approval on everything we do and change. So the first I'm asking for approval on is a HUD-approved income limits for 2017. This will be for fiscal year 2017. HUD actually sends us the data. They take a local survey. They do a consumer price index and a actual and an estimated, and come up with an income of the area. It did increase slightly for San Miguel County, and we use this to determine the income eligibility for the Section 8 program in San Miguel County. So I'd like your approval on the new 2017 income limits that HUD has published.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Nahar for approval, second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is mine also. So may I continue, Mr. Chair? Yes, sir.
And that's family self-sufficiency policy and procedures?
Yes. Mr. Chair, Commissioners, San Miguel County Section 8 program, we have built into it a family self-sufficiency program, which is a program that partners with the community to reduce program participation. It's not to eliminate it, and that's what the resolution for approval is before you, is that we do not want to eliminate it. If they go through the family self-sufficiency program, they often still need a little help. So we've changed the program to say you can still be on the program. It might reduce the amount that you need assistance with, which will allow another family on there. So we've updated the administrative policy to reflect that change, and I'm asking for approval of that change.
Any questions?
So moved. Make a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Vela for approval, Commissioner Varela for approval. Second. Seconded by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. This time we're going to item number 16. Is that also yours?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Violence Against Women Act, VAWA, updated administrative.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, this is also an update of the administrative plan. It incorporates a lease addendum that both the tenant and the landlord will sign, that if the program participant, whether it be a woman or a male, if they are in a violent situation, predatory, whatever's occurring, that the landlord as long as they're working with us on the program, we will do everything in our power jointly to get them to a safe place to live, and they can break the lease. The policy reflects this change, and I'm asking for approval of that.
Make a motion to approve?
Motion made by Commissioner Varela, seconded by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition. Motion carries. Item 17.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, may I present one more thing? This was not on the agenda, and it happened before I came here, but I would like to leave it with the county manager. We were at a National Housing Authority conference, and for the first time in many years, San Miguel got a high performer rating, and HUD acknowledged that and honored it with a certificate of excellence that I want to leave with your managers. So,
thank you. Thank you very much. That's very good.
That's you.
Just for the public's information, it's a certificate of excellence. It's hereby presented to San Miguel County Housing Authority for outstanding performance and lasting contribution. 2016 SEM AP assessment. April 20th, 2017. Issued by Floyd R. Duran, Director. Thank you. Item number 17, regarding the 911 road list.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Dr. Martinez. Items 17, 18, 19, and 20 are all address road naming requests. I'll try to consolidate them. During a routine audit of San Miguel County addressing data, it was discovered that there are 5 address structures on a single driveway located off the U.S. Highway 84, located between Los Montoyas and Apache Springs. For San Miguel County Ordinance Number SMC 071399 ORD 2, Section 4.1-C, proposed to San Miguel Board of County Commissioners, please review and take appropriate action on road naming for any private road that provides access to 3 or more buildings and requires a name in order to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the public. Letters were sent to the residents on August 2nd, 2016, informing them of San Miguel County's intent to name the road. The deadline to submit the petition to select a different road name was September 9th, 2016. None of the 5 current residents responded within the allotted 30-day period. Subsequently, the name Calle Siguiente is suggested as the name for the road. This name has been determined to be acceptable by SMC role addressing staff for San Miguel County Ordinance. Because this road name was required and not requested by the residents, the $100 fee has been waived. So the department is asking for your approval of the road name Calle Siguiente.
Make a motion to approve?
Second. Motion made by Commissioner Varela to approve, seconded by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition. Motion carries.
Our second road naming is off of Urioste Drive, located in Tecolotito, New Mexico. We are requesting the name of Calle Arboleda for this particular road in Tecolotito. At this time, we're asking for your approval and the $100 fee to be waived since this was initiated by the department.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez, seconded by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition. Motion carries.
Our third road is located off the Yellow Brick Road, located in Tecolotito, New Mexico as well. The road name we are requesting is Camino Medio. At this time, we are requesting your approval and the waiver of the $100 fee since it was initiated by the department.
Motion made by Commissioner Nahar for approval, seconded by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries.
And our last road naming is off of US Highway 84, located just past Apache Springs. Our recommendation for the road name is Lonely Road. At this time, we are also requesting the $100 PB waive since it's initiated by the department, and the adoption of Lonely Road located in Apache Springs.
Motion to approve?
Motion made by Commissioner Varela for approval, seconded by Commissioner Martinez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Lonely Road, okay. Item number 21, recommendation to ratify the hiring of the following individuals to fill the temporary full-time Bureau of Election Deputy Clerk position with the San Miguel County Clerks Division as per recommendation of Geraldine Gutierrez, San Miguel County Clerk, temporary or full-time employees. And we have presenting the item, we have Mr. Mijo. Cedillo, I'm sorry.
But that was really close. Chairman Padilla, Commissioners, Dr. Martinez, and Ms. Gonzalez. Mr. Zachary Garza will be working on a temporary full-time basis to fill the vacant Bureau of Elections Deputy Clerk position. I'm asking the approval to ratify the hiring of Zachary Garza to fill this position. He started yesterday and he's actually here with us.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Nahar,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Item number 22, another ratifying of the hiring of part-time appraisers.
Chairman and Commissioners, this one is actually the request to approve the hire of Elizabeth Tarr to fill the part-time position of Appraiser 1 with the San Miguel County Assessors Division. And her date of hire will not be till August 21st.
Any questions? Motion?
Motion to approve?
Motion made by Commissioner Varela for approval, seconded by Commissioner Nahara. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition. Item number 23. That's another, ratify another person?
Yes, so we have actually had a few vacancies in the detention center. So I am asking the approval to ratify the hiring of Stephen V. Hill, Erica Garcia, and Andrew Ellis to fill the vacant positions of detention officers. And their start date was also yesterday.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nahar, seconded by Commissioner Varela for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition. Item number 24, recommendation to approve the revised job description of Chief Data Clerk within the San Miguel County Assessors Division.
Chairman and Commissioners, I think I had mentioned early on that there's several job descriptions throughout the county that we will probably be revisiting and revising. So slowly I've been presenting the few that have come up. So this particular one is I'm asking the approval of the revised job description of Chief Data Clerk within the San Miguel County Assessors Division.
Any questions? Motion to approve by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Nahar. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Item number 25, recommendation to approve the revised job description of Ward and Facility Administrator within the San Miguel County Detention Center.
Chairman, Commissioners, this is also another one that needed to be revised. So I'm seeking the approval to revise the job description of Warden, Facility Administrator within the San Miguel County Detention Center.
Any questions? Any questions? Questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Nahar, seconded by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Item number 26, personnel action or changes for the month of July 2017.
So my last one, we've been real busy, as you can tell. So I'm asking to approve and ratify the personnel actions or changes that have taken place during the month of July 2017.
Any questions? Motion by Commissioner Nahar for approval,
Second?
second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we'll move into the Board of Finance meeting. Request for Jennifer Lefebvre to attend classes at Luna Community College. Ms. Bustamante, I guess you're the presenter.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
First of all, I need your approval to let Jennifer Lefebvre continue her educational classes that she takes at Luna Community College. She's asking for, now she's taking microeconomics for accounting. Jennifer does a lot of her accounting for finance and for the treasurer's office. I think this would be excellent for her to continue her education.
So it's working out good?
It's working out good for her and for us too.
Does the county pay for the classes?
I think it comes out of the IMUS fund.
And in this particular request, I'm not really sure what this request is, just for time, or is it for a request for
Actually,
reimbursement?
she said, just for time, she will pay for the classes if the county cannot pay for them. Her time would be actually on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 o'clock in the morning to 9:15. And they start on August the 21st through December the 8th.
So I believe the county gives them the time to go.
I make a motion to. I support them as well, but it'd be nice if the county could also help them financially if it's needed and.
The estimated cost that she gave me was $250 or $139 for the class itself, and then for her books.
We would have to review the actual paying for the classes ourselves. Melinda, she might want to be able to share some information.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, we do have a policy to reimburse staff for classes that are taken. The reimbursement actually happens after the fact, and they have to pass the class with a C or better, just so you know.
So she can be in the process?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so do we have a motion? Commissioner Martinez makes a motion for approval,
Second?
seconded by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Item number 28, a bank transfer for the month of June.
The only outgoing transfer that we had this month was for Bernalillo County, of course, which was $46,420 that went to Bernalillo County. The internal transfers that we had were, of course, payroll. We had two of them. July the 6th, we had $25,117.98 from general fund to payroll. And then on July the 20th, we had $57,179.03 from detention center, $188,839.02 from general fund to payroll. That was a total of $246,018.05.
Thank you, Bertha.
We also had another internal transfer that was from detention center to general fund, $2,139.67. And I believe another one from fire fund, $213.63, also to general fund. And that was reclassification for copier costs. We had another one on July 17th, that was from detention center to general fund, and that was for postage. And then we had another one on July 17th, from general fund to detention center was $1,315.30. And I'm not sure if that was what. And that was from the New Mexico Department of Transportation. And then we also had another one on the 20th of July for $250,000, and that was from general fund to detention center, and that was an interim transfer schedule. And those
Thank
were
you,
all
Berta.
for July.
Thank you very much for that information.
You're welcome. That was it for July.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
And now we go to accounts payable report for the period of June 26, 2017 through July 20th, 2017, and the June 20 of 2017. Housing payment register.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, you have two reports in front of you, one for off of our system for the period of June 26th through July 20th, 2017. And then I also included the June HAP register from Bernalillo County for the payments that they processed on our behalf.
Any questions? Motion? Motion made by Commissioner Nahar,
Second?
second by Commissioner Varela for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Okay, we have the farm and range improvement and accounting form.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, each year we receive a little bit over $3,000 from the New Mexico State University, and it's something called the Taylor Grazing Act. And we use these funds for farm and range improvements. And I had to report the activity for last fiscal year, and there actually wasn't any expenditures made. So our beginning balance from the previous year was $31,838.91. We received $3,335.69 for fiscal year 2016-2017, and we ended with $35,174.60. Now, these funds can be used for particular purposes. 6 of them are identified on the agenda. One is for conservation of soil and water, control of rodents and predatory animals, extermination of poisonous and noxious weeds, construction of dipping vats and spraying machines, repairs and maintenance of said vats and machines, and construction and maintenance of secondary roads. Now, in late July, we did process the payment. Just so you know, we are using some of these funds now. We processed a payment to the USDA APHIS. Can't remember what the acronym stands for, but they do help with predatory animals. And so we are currently using those funds.
Any questions? Is that for information?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Do you need approval?
This is for informational purposes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Item number 31, indigent burial, direct cremation or burial services. Melinda.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, we received, reviewed, and processed an indigent burial claim from Direct Cremations and Burial Services, and we're seeking ratification.
Any questions? Motion made by Commissioner Nahar for ratification.
Second?
Second by Commissioner Varela. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition, motion carries. Item number 32, cash balance report. Melinda.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this report it reflects the cash as of May 31st, 2017.
You pay all our bills.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is that for information? You need clarification?
For informational purposes only.
Okay, item number 33, journal entry report for the month of June 2017.
Attached, you'll find a report, 33 pages of all the journal entries that were made into our system during the month of June. And that also is for informational purposes.
Item number 34, receipt report for the month of June 2017.
Okay, and also attached to your package or to your agenda is a receipt listing report. It consists of 39 pages showing all the receipts that were receipted either through our solid waste billing system and or through our treasurer's office. Those are the two departments that handle payments, incoming payments.
Okay, is that it, Ms. Melinda?
And yes, sir, and that's also for informational purposes only.
Thank you, Melinda. Mr. Commissioner, Mr. Manager, do we have anything in executive session, sir?
Mr. Vice Chair, members of the board, at this time I'm requesting that we go into executive closed session to discuss limited personnel matters as permitted by NMSA 1978, Section 10-15-1, H2 as amended of the Open Meetings Act, more specifically personnel matters regarding specific county departments, Planning and Zoning Commission, and contract with lawyer.
Do we hear a motion to go into executive session? Do we need a roll call for executive session? Roll call, please.
Chairman Rocco Vivari.
Absent.
Vice Chairman Arthur Padilla.
Yes.
Commissioner Janice Varela.
Yes.
Commissioner Maria Martinez.
Yes.
Commissioner Chris Nahar.
Yes.
At this time, a motion made to go into executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no opposition. Motion carries. Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for attending the County Commission meeting. Tengan buenas tardes.